This lawn ended up looking like this because nobody was doing any of the cultural practices properly. They were just ignoring it. Rather than come in here and start killing things, I'd rather come in here and start taking care of it properly and seeing how it improves. So frequently people ask me, when they have a lawn that looks like this, they ask me, how do I get rid of my weeds? We can get rid of weeds, and sometimes we have to resort to chemicals to get rid of weeds, but chemical weed control isn't good for the soil, and we're hoping to produce soil and lawns that are as self-sufficient as they can be and not requiring applications of lots of different chemicals all the time. The way to do that is to focus on the health of the soil. And so what I like to start with is to feed the soil and feed the lawn and get it growing actively, and then start doing all of the cultural practices exactly right. So we're gonna mow it frequently, we're gonna water it properly, and we're gonna feed the soil and the lawn. Usually that will gradually get rid of weed problems, your lawn gets stronger, and just by taking care of it properly, we can start the process of having a beautiful lawn. In this case, because it's a hybrid Bermuda lawn, we want to start mowing it as low as we can mow it. Most weeds can't tolerate constant mowing. If it's not Bermuda, we would start with mowing it the right height for whatever kind of lawn it is. You need to determine what's the proper mowing height for your lawn and start mowing at that height regularly, and then feed the lawn, feed the soil, water it properly, and continue that for a couple of months and see what you have. Right now, we don't know what we have because nothing's been done properly on this lawn. If you have a dense, healthy lawn and frequent mowing, you can discourage most weeds. If after several months we still have weed problems, then we'll see what those weeds are, and we might have to chemically eradicate them. Another treatment that would be really beneficial here, it would even it out. As I walk on it, I feel some unevenness to it, is consider aerating or dethatching. Thatch is the buildup of dead organic matter, and it inhibits the exchange of air and water. And the way you tell if you have it is if you can't see the soil at all. In this, I look in, I can see soil, so I know we don't have a lot of thatch. Or if it's built up way above the adjacent concrete, then it's possible that you have a thatch buildup. If you were applying things that not only feed the lawn, but feed the soil, then you end up with a lot of organic matter in that soil, and that will control the thatch before it builds up into a problem. So if you're using a lot of chemical fertilizer and you're not doing anything in terms of building the health of that soil, you very likely over the years will have a thatch buildup. We don't really need to aerate or dethatch here because the lawn doesn't have a buildup of dead grass and dead clippings. But I like the idea of using a power rake on this because we could immediately kind of rip out all these weeds, and in the course of doing that, it kind of chews up the existing grass and mixes it a little bit with some of the surface soil, and we could use that to level this off a little better. We don't necessarily need to aerate or dethatch. Doesn't hurt anything, but it's not a prerequisite to get this lawn looking good. Every pest and disease you can think of is best and most easily controlled by having healthy soil. So in this lawn, we're going to use our Nourish Biosol, and that biosol is going to feed the lawn and it's going to feed the soil at the same time. And it makes lawn that doesn't get fungal diseases and doesn't get pests, and the healthier that soil is, the more self-sufficient the lawn can be. And that's why we promote our products over synthetic products like Miracle Grow, which do a good job of fertilizing the lawn, but they don't fertilize the soil at all. In fact, over time, especially if you use too much, you can damage the soil. We're in California, but you can apply these principles all over the country. The timing of the principles might vary a little bit, but these principles apply everywhere, and definitely the principle of feeding your soil and the lawn at the same time is a principle that's universal and probably the most important principle of all. If you find this video helpful, make sure you subscribe, and that'll allow you to watch the follow-up videos where we show the progress, and if something happens, we'll address it, and we think it'll be very common to the kinds of experiences you have in your own lawn, so tune in on an ongoing basis.